Hey John, do you remember where you were at on February 24th, 2005?
Mm-hmm. I was at the Sheriff's Department, second floor parking garage. I'd already put in 8 hours.
So your 8 hours was, your shift was over.
It was over.
You were just kind of hanging out, talking to friends at the sheriff's office. And tell me what happened.
Well, I started hearing something like a jackhammer because they were doing a lot of construction downtown. So I actually initially thought it was a jackhammer, you know, because they were jackhammering concrete just right next to us. And I thought, no, that is not a jackhammer. That's gunshots. So I got in my car and I saw Tyler PD 4 units running east on Irwin past the backside of the jail. So I got in with them. I didn't have my radio on or nothing. I just followed them and then knew there was a pursuit with this guy. And you know, I learned as I was catching up with him that this was a guy that was shooting up the courthouse. So.
And you knew at that time you had a very violent offender on your hands. This was somebody that had actually taken some lives or may have taken some lives.
When I did turn my radio on, they were talking about they had sheriff's deputies were down at the courthouse. And in our language, that means dead, basically. I thought there was a deputy that had died during the shootout.
When in fact, one deputy in particular, Sherman Dollison, a bailiff assigned to one of the courts there, was very critically injured. I think shot 6 times with an assault rifle.
And I think when I got behind him, he fired like 5 shots at me. And they were going slow, so I was able to catch up, pass everybody up, and I went to engage him, basically. I'd been in a lot of car chases and pit maneuvers and stuff like that, so I didn't actually want to pit the guy because I didn't want to get side by side with him, but I did want to ram him, and that was my intent, to ram him, try to get him to stop so we could get him stopped.
What happened when you rammed him?
He hit his brakes and he ended up on top of my car. The truck ended up on top of the hood of my vehicle. Yeah.
And did you think at that time you're shooting through the back glass, and this is all going on? This is right here is what you're talking about, where you rammed him.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we see looks like you're firing your weapon here.
Yes.
And so you fired, and you're firing right into that back glass. Are you thinking that you're going to get a fatal shot on this guy? You're going to do, or is it going to be a shot that's going to stop him?
I was hoping to stop him. That was my intent, was to stop him.
And then he just stops, doesn't he?
He stops, leaves the vehicle in drive, gets out. I'm out of bullets. I don't have time to change magazines, so I just get out of the way.
Do you think that bonds that you had with certain people that were involved in this incident were strengthened because you all went through that same?
I tell you what, the way Tyler PD and the sheriff's office worked that day, it was like we'd always worked together. You know, we were like all became one.
The law enforcement community has, of course, taken precautions in the event something of this nature ever happens again in the city of Tyler. And tell us a little bit about what you were doing before you realized there was something going on.
That day I was a substitute bailiff in Judge Rogers' court, County Court Law Number 2. We were fixing to call a jury in for a jury trial. I heard what I believed to be gunshots. I hit him a couple of times and it didn't seem to affect him. I remember something hitting me and I knew I'd been hit, you know, and I yelled, "I've been hit, I've been shot." I fell down. And I sat there, and then I got back up, and I re-engaged him. And I remember getting hit again, and then just everything went in like slow motion, and I just blacked out, laid down.
Blacked out.
I woke up 3 weeks later in the hospital with tubes and holes all in me. So.
And he shot you how many times?
5 times.
5 times with an assault rifle.
Yes, sir.
So your chances at survival probably were not very good at the onset.
No, from what I was told from my parents is the doctors, they gave me maybe about 24 hours. If I was going to make it that long, then I'd be all right. But up until that point, they didn't know.
How have you dealt with the trauma? I know that it's got to be a traumatic experience.
After the event, you know, or before the event, you know, my religion wasn't a big thing in my life. You know, I didn't accept God as the great being. after the shooting, I knew he was there. I knew that he was the reason I survived. But even then, I didn't accept him. I think anybody that wears a badge is going to do exactly what I did. I mean, you don't think about it when you do it. It's just something that, if you become a law enforcement officer, it's something it's bred in you. It's what you want to do. And when something like that happens, you don't think, you just react. Because you're there to save people's lives. And you don't think about your life first. You think about putting people before you.
What do you tell your stepkids in regards to what happened to you, and do you have any life lessons for them as far as how they should live life?
Just to keep God in your life and pray every day and just be there to help others. I mean, you're not here just for you. You're here for everybody else. God put you here for a reason, to share His word and to help them through their troubles, and that's what I try to teach my kids.
February 24th, 2005 will never be forgotten for many in Tyler. Heroes were made that day, lives were lost. Looking around the square, there were hundreds of people that witnessed this horrific event unfold before their eyes. Those people will never forget.